Welcome back to Keep Moving Uncut. I'm Dr. Tiffaney Hunter and I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and this is Keep Moving Uncut. Station all about keeping you healthy, strong, moving, pain-free, but it's uncut because I don't do any editing, so please forgive me if I make a few mistakes. Today we're going to talk a little bit about using a walker. Now, we did a video earlier about using a cane, and a couple of people told me that they had some questions about using a walker. So I just want to quickly go through some of the basics when getting a walker, whether it's for yourself, one of your loved ones, and adjusting it for them, and how to correctly use it once it's adjusted. So first of all, this is the walker we're going to use today. Some walkers have 2 wheels on them. Some walkers are the ones that don't have any wheels at all. You have to pick them up every time you move them. Some walkers are like the Cadillac of walkers, which is what I call them, and that means they have a seat on them, they have brakes, you can lock them, you can turn around, you can sit down if you're out in public and doing a lot of moving around. But today we're going to talk about a standard rolling walker, just a walker with one set of wheels in the front, and how to use it. So the first thing you want to do when you're getting a walker is make sure it's the right height. So if I use this walker, I'm going to want to make sure that the top of the walker is at the top of where this little bone on my wrist is, the inside of my wrist. So if I was going to use this walker and I put this up to me, it would be way too high. I would want it to come up here. So I'm going to lower this one. Most of them have little pegs that you can just kind of punch the buttons in and lower them down. You want to make sure that if you're adjusting a walker, you adjust all 4 legs, or it's going to be uneven. There we go. So you're going to adjust all 4 legs to whatever height. You're going to make sure you're putting them at the same height. And again, when you have the inside of your wrist, you're going to want it to be the same height as the top. So this would fit me much better. So that's the first thing. When you're using a walker or purchasing a walker or setting it up for someone, make sure it's the correct height. And again, you want the height to be right at the inside of that bone on your wrist. You want that top of the walker to be there. And the reason is because when you walk with the walker, you want it to be natural. So naturally when you're walking, your hands are this way. If you would raise them up, they would be there. That's where you want your walker to fall. Naturally, your arms are here. If you raise them up to hold onto your walker, you want it to be here. So this is the way you want the height to be. The second thing is, how do you move in the walker? Now, sometimes you've probably seen people that are walking and the walker's way in front of them and they're kind of pushing behind it. They're all bent over. So that's definitely what you don't want to do. And you may have seen a few people that are walking and they're so close to it, it's right by their side. It's almost like they're dragging it along as they take a step. You don't want to do that either. It's very important that you walk safely with your walker because you don't want to fall. You want to use your walker to help stabilize you and keep your balance. So you don't want to fall with it. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're inside of the walker, and this being the walker, you don't want to be up against the front of it. You want to be right in the middle of it so that when you take a step, you have plenty of room and you're not too close to it. So again, you want to be inside of the walker, but you want your hips to be closer to the back of the walker so that as you're walking, you're never getting too close to it where you're going to fall or trip. One more time, you're right in the middle of the walker, your hands are on it, it's adjusted perfectly, your hips are near the rear of it, and you're just pushing it because this is a rolling walker. There's no need to lift it up. You should be able to just push it along. Sometimes if you feel like your walker's dragging, you can get some tennis balls, make an X on them, and pop them on to the back, and that'll help them glide a little bit smoother. But you don't want to get in the habit of picking it up. If it's a true rolling walker, go ahead and be stable, keep it on the ground, and just walk with it as you're rolling it. All right, well, I'm Dr. Tiffaney Hunter, and that's the way to use a rolling walker. I'll see you next time. Please remember to subscribe, give me a thumbs up if you feel this has been beneficial or helpful. Bye-bye.